Simo.
Wow, that's like maybe the quietest you've done your intro. Never mind. I spoke too soon. I wasn't
done. Are you ready? Simo. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited for this. The very controversial topic, the extremely polarizing topic of the Magic the Gathering community. Simo, I am going to have you today rate commanders from Universes Beyond.
Oh, God. Why is this a controversial topic? Give me the lore.
The deep lore of Universes Beyond. And quite specifically, not just any Universes Beyond, Secret Lair Universes Beyond.
Ooh.
So, Secret Lair launched a few years ago. In fact, I can even find the year probably, like 2020, I believe. Yeah.
Okay.
And the idea kind of made sense in a new capitalism world, I guess, if you want to call it that. They decided to sell special editions and special prints and special arts of cards directly to the public, they being Wizards of the Coast. Before that, you had to go through online retailers and your local game store and things like that to get your Magic cards. Now Wizards was selling direct to consumer in items that had limited-ish availability, and I'll talk a little more about that because that's part of the controversy as well. But this was the first Wizards time, maybe not the first, there might have been dabbling over the years, but this was the first full-scale Wizards selling directly to the public through e-commerce thing.
Okay.
Yep. So, of course, people were concerned.
Sure.
Would there be enough print run? Would there be enough product? And would these special editions do anything weird to the market? And at first, it was just like art on a planes you can't get anywhere else. And here's 4 copies of a staple Serum Visions with special arts on them. You know what I mean? And it looked really pretty. Okay. And yeah, people were into this. People were like, okay, that's not so bad. Some people still didn't like it, but for the most part, the community wasn't too worried.
But then,
Secret Lair met Universes Beyond. Universes Beyond is properties outside of Magic the Gathering on Magic cards, on official Wizards of the Coast Magic cards.
Like Final Fantasy.
And there are 2 types of Universes Beyond that you should keep in mind from Secret Lair. There are reskins. This is... Okay. Like SpongeBob.
The SpongeBob stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
SpongeBob is Joda the Unifier. It's not what they call mechanically unique. It does the same thing a different card does, just with some different art and the beautiful SpongeBob flavor. And
how do you feel about that, out of curiosity?
I think myself, like most people, it's fine. If that's really what you want to do with your Joda deck is build a SpongeBob deck, that doesn't bother me a lot. It bothers some people, and of course, individual properties are triggering to different people for different reasons. Sure. But I would say most of the time, that's fine. I don't... do you know what altars are? Do they have these in Yu-Gi-Oh? Do you know
like
what this
altar
is?
Arts?
Yes.
Same card, but just like different art?
Yes.
Yeah, it actually took a while for Yu-Gi-Oh to really start doing altar arts like more commonly. It was actually like not very common for a long time, and then now they've started doing it a lot more. And
I'm also talking about not through Konami, right? Not through Wizards of the Coast. Like things that artists do on the side for you, altering your card.
That's very interesting. That's actually not allowed for like competitive play.
Yes, it's not allowed for competitive play in Magic either. But
but if you're just playing Commander, like who cares?
Exactly. Right? The rise of the Commander format, altars became a form of self-expression, and people would go to artists on places like Etsy and say, make me a Joda the Unifier that's a SpongeBob SquarePants for their SpongeBob SquarePants deck. And some could say that's where reskins came from.
Interesting. It's funny you say that because I think at a Yu-Gi-Oh event I went to, and I hope the person is watching this video and they're in the comments, they actually gave me, I think like when we started doing these collabs, I went to this event and this person gave me, I think they like hand painted over like a couple of lands, like a plains and such. And they just like gifted it to me. They're like, oh, you know, I love the Magic collabs. Like, you know, here you go. This is like, you know, I just do this on the side. And they're really pretty. I still have them, as a matter of fact. I keep all the stuff that fans give me in like a little box. And so I still have them somewhere. So if I'll show you one day if I can find them.
That is awesome. I've been gifted islands and mountains with art on them. We talk about the Maxi Ristic study, right? That's
I need to get that. I need to get that. Whoever made that, I need to get that.
Slide into Simo's DMs. But so I think most people understand reskins. Not as controversial, but what came next? What came out in August, September, fall of 2020 was mechanically unique Universes Beyond cards, meaning these are new cards in Magic the Gathering. These are the only cards of their kind at the time, and they have special art and skins from an outside property. Let's start at the beginning.
Oh, God.
So I'm going to show you some of these cards, and you have some interesting jobs here because it wouldn't be a proper video without some guessing. So I have two things for you to guess. One is the popularity of the commander. That is the EDH rec rank of the commander. And two is the price of the card.
Oh, Jesus, not the price.
I know.
Back to square one.
We brought it back. We brought
it back.
Now,
people loved it.
I'm going to have you check out this card, and then we're going to go over each of those things one by one, because like there's probably some questions that you have, and we should ground the video in some reality before we have you guess. But let's start with this card.
Okay, how am I rating the cards? Is it like a 1 to 5 scale type of thing? Or like what's my measure for rating that?
We'll get to it in a moment, but for EDH rec rank, it's the popularity of the commander, 1 being the most popular and 1 million being the least popular.
1 million, great, fantastic.
I don't know if there's a 1 million.
Oh.
This video is sponsored by Raycon. Everybody loves it when we bring back an old classic, when you remix a Beethoven song, when you put Dark Confidant on a new frame. Well, now Raycon is bringing back their classic wireless earbuds, the Everyday Earbuds Classic model, and they've upgraded it. It now has noise cancellation. This is my first sponsored video with Raycon, and I was really excited to find out what all the hype was about. Right out of the box, these were very easy to set up. They connected to my phone, my tablet, and my computer with no hassle. The controls were intuitive, and I still haven't had to read a manual or look up how to use a function. I take the occasional flight out west to shoot a show, and the battery life for these earbuds actually lasted the entire flight on one charge, which was really nice. There are 8 hours of playtime and a 32-hour total battery for the case. The active noise cancellation is very strong, and it felt comparable to premium brands. Click the link in the description box or go to buyraycon.com/CovertGoBlue to get 20% off fan favorite Everyday Earbuds Classic, sponsored by Raycon. Thank you one more time to Raycon for these sweet earbuds and for sponsoring this video. Now back to the video.
Rick, Steadfast Leader. I don't know what this is like supposed to reference or where this is from. Where is this from?
You don't know this one? Okay.
I don't.
Oh, this is going to be great. Read the card and see if you can take a guess.
Okay. So it's 2 and 2 white for a 3/4 legendary human soldier, obviously, because it's commander. As Rick I like how they abbreviate his name as Rick. As Rick enters the battlefield, choose 2 abilities from among First Strike, Vigilance, and Lifelink. That's interesting. I don't think you've showed me a card that does that. Humans you control have each of the chosen abilities. Okay, that's neat. And then as long as you control 4 or more humans you control get +2/+2. That does not help me in the slightest figuring out where this is from. This shows how in tune with pop culture that I am.
You're doing great. You're doing great. Man, I wish I almost want to make it another game. It's really tempting.
Guess what the IP is that it's from?
Fire a missile. Do you get any vibe? Do you get a vibe of any kind here?
It gives me like some sort of like survival show vibe.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, you're on a good track.
I don't know. I don't know. These look like people that are like gonna kill zombies or something like that.
You're doing really good right now. You have no idea.
Oh, am I? Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know where. I don't know what the show is, but that's just the vibe I get from this photo.
Yep. This is the first universes beyond, and it is The Walking Dead.
Oh, okay. So in all defense, I've never watched that show. I've never had any interest in watching that show. So I never would have figured that out.
Yep. Totally reasonable.
So we're starting out good. This is interesting. Like, it's cool because it's like, I mean, like most commanders, the fact that it's like, oh, all humans have the abilities, that's like really neat. And the fact that you can like, you have like this modal, like depending on the circumstance, because it's also neat because if he goes back to the command zone and you like replay him, then like you can pick different abilities. So like maybe early game you want, I don't know, like first strike vigilance, but then maybe later you want like vigilance lifelink because you're like down on life, right? That's kind of cool.
Or maybe you have another Carter effect that gives them all lifelink, so you don't need that one.
You don't need it. Yeah, exactly. So you can just have first strike and vigilance. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always been a fan of like modal cards. I think like they're really like just like the flexibility of them is cool. And then all humans you control have it. So this has to be in play, right? This isn't like this from the command zone. They just because he has to enter the battlefield. Yeah. Okay. And then 4 more humans get +2/+2. So then that would count himself. So then he becomes a 5/6 for 4, which is like pretty good. Okay. I guess qualifying question. How easy or difficult is it to get 4 more humans on the battlefield?
I don't have this number in front of me, but I'm 90% sure it's correct. That humans are by far the most printed creature type in Magic.
Okay. Good to know. And I imagine there's probably some good ones as well.
They do not suck. Humans decks have been played through the years in formats from standard to modern.
The synergy is cool. You know me though, like I'm very much a fan of like I want each card to like kind of like do stuff by itself. And this card does some stuff by itself because it affects itself because it is a human. But then also benefits your other humans as well. So like that's pretty good. This doesn't seem like egregious or anything though. Like this just seems like I could see people getting pissed off that they're putting The Walking Dead in Magic, but I couldn't see like, oh, like, damn, that Rick deck is fucking crazy, you know?
Really? Okay.
I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but like this doesn't seem that oppressive to me. This just seems like, this seems fine. It seems like okay.
I should also cover that a big frustration for people is that this was also printed to be legal in other formats besides Commander, like Legacy and Vintage.
Oh, interesting.
So
that's so weird.
they're really old. They're really old formats, and it takes a lot to break into them. So I guess you have to ask yourself if this is a Legacy or Vintage card.
I don't know. Like, I mean, if we're comparing it to my Eternal format, like I said, this seems fine. So I have to rate this, and then I have to guess the price, right?
Yeah. So first of all, let's get into rating on the EDHREX scale.
Sure.
So every commander is ranked, and if you want, you can ask the name of some commanders. I can look up their rank as like guideposts for you to figuring out like how high to place something. But I mean, it's kind of wild to take a shot at numbers between like 1 and 10,000 or something. So if you want some guide rails, I can give you a few. So do you have a commander in mind that you can remember and that might help you gauge like how popular something is?
Okay, well, I guess let's do some commanders I've played because that's like the easiest one. So let's do like Muldrotha. I feel like Muldrotha is way better than this card, so Muldrotha is probably gonna be really high.
And a very beloved commander. So Muldrotha,
is it? Okay.
Muldrotha is ranked 27.
Jesus Christ,
it's very high.
That high.
It's
okay.
Very
all right.
high.
What about Cloud?
Which one?
Which one? Great question. The red, green, white one was the one I played.
What was the name of it? Ex-Soldier or something?
Ex-Soldier or something like that. He's red, green, and white. I'm pretty sure.
Cloud is ranked 136, which is pretty high.
That's pretty high. Yeah, I was about to say. Like, I was expecting it to be a lot lower. Okay, especially my experience with it. Who else did I play? Where's Kefka at?
Kefka? I hope Kefka's higher. Let's see. Kefka is 149.
Kefka's below Cloud? What the fuck? Okay.
And these ranks are all time, so an older commander often does better than a newer one, but anything in like the top 200 is really high. So these Final Fantasy ones are very popular.
Who else? What was the dragon that I played during the
Tevel?
park here? Tevel.
Dude, you're gonna
but there's multiple Tevels.
So the balance scale, the one from the pre-con, is ranked 58.
I mean, that card was good, so I'm not like super surprised. I'm surprised it's that high, but I'm not surprised it's like good, I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
This gives me like an idea. The
Tevel, the dredge that you the dredge Tevel you played, 567.
Oh. Wow, that's way worse.
I mean, you have honestly named a bunch of bangers in the last, like, in your first run there. You've been hooked up. You've been eating good at the commander table, my friend.
I have been, and I've been having a lot of fun. Hopefully, we get to have more fun in the future.
I'm sure.
Okay, I'm gonna throw a shot in the dark here. Let's go like 320.
320. Okay.
Yeah, maybe that seems kind of low. Maybe, do I go in the 200s? I don't know. If the other Tevel was like down in the 5s. Yeah, let's go like 320. I don't know why that number is calling to me.
We're just gonna set some goalposts. That's all we're doing. We're taking some shots. We're figuring some things out. It's ranked 799.
Okay. I was being a bit generous thinking it was going to be higher, so good. I'm glad it's lower than I thought, because I thought that other Tevel was better, but I'm like, maybe I'm just like completely off on this. And I was, so that's great for the video. Okay, and now I have to guess the price of this. Oh God, the double whammy for me.
Yeah, let's get into some more controversy, because a big concern was that the price of these things would be so high because the print run is limited, and because Wizards is printing things from other IP holders that they have the rights to for a specific time period for a specific product that people don't know because we don't have the contracts. There is a fear that these cannot be reprinted. So Wizards of the Coast created what's called Universes Within. Universes Within is when they make a version of the card that is just a different name and has no reference to the Walking Dead or Walking Dead art. So I get
the same card.
But it's the same card. So I get to show you. They did do this for The Walking Dead after a lot of uproar online. And this is Greymund, Avacyn Stewart. This is functionally identical to Rick Steadfast Leader. And it has been printed in a, like, the list products, I think, and might have... What was this sold in? But this is important to note just because Rick has been functionally reprinted. Not all the cards I'm going to show you have been functionally reprinted.
Got it. And I think that definitely takes a toll on how the price of this is, because at this point you're just buying Rick just to have Rick, right?
Yes.
It's not like you need Rick because there's only like one copy available of it.
Yes.
So that's going to hurt the price quite a bit. It's kind of weird that they do direct to consumer, but they limit the print run still when they can theoretically just have like an unlimited print run for like a period of time.
That's the next thing. So Wizards has fluctuated on this. In certain periods of time, they have printed to demand, and then you get your cards like several months later. So they take your order, they print for everybody who ordered.
Sure.
In recent times, they went back on that. They went back on that in fall of last year, and now it's just a limited what we have. Once it's gone, it's gone. Yeah.
It's just weird because it's like, why would you limit the money printer? But whatever. I don't.
That is a very good question and a major source of of friction in the community right now.
You can still have the FOMO if you make it for like, okay, it's a limited time, but we're going to like have unlimited print runs. So it's like whoever buys them has them. But then after maybe like a week, let's say, then it's like, okay, now it's like, we're not printing this anymore.
So one more thing. This is very important for guessing the price. The cost of the secret layer was $49.99. And it included the price of
all secret layers?
Not all of them. And it included... I believe the answer is 6 other cards. It might be 7 or 8, but at least 6 other cards.
There's no randomness, though. Like, you buy the secret layer, all the cards are you know what you're getting.
So for the cards I'm going to show you, there is no randomness. Every secret layer comes with one, like, special bonus card, and there are some ultra mega rare bonus cards, but I will not be showing you those. The cards I am showing you are guaranteed in the secret layer.
Well, if it MSRP'd for 50, that doesn't necessarily... I mean, if, again, it got functionally reprinted. So at this point, it's like, how badly do you want Rick? He's a handsome guy, for being an old guy.
Doing great.
I'd say like, especially with his rating being so low, but like at this point, it's not about the playability, it's about the collectability. Because like again, you have the functional reprint anyway. Which, in defense of that, I think the reprint looks cooler than Rick, but that's for a different story. How much are people? What's the price tag on Rick? How much are people willing to pay for Rick?
This
is like you know when they like auction off people for like dates. That's what it feels like we're doing here.
Hey, look into the eyes. Do you feel a connection, Simo? How much are you willing to part with?
I don't think he's worth more than the box. He's probably worth like. I want to go a bit higher just because it's maybe if you really like The Walking Dead, maybe there's the demand for it, but like $10.
Rick is worth $10.
I was gonna go
$10 for Rick.
Yeah, like if it wasn't like the functional reprint's probably cheaper, so I would go $10 for Rick. Yeah,
$50.
50. He's the price of the box. Really? Okay, that's the Walking Dead price, or that's the Walking Dead multiplier right there. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And by just again to be absolutely sure everybody gets the message, that's the price that it sold for direct from Wizards of the Coast. If you had bought this in 2020, you would have bought it for $50. So, yep, Rick right now is running the price of the Secret Lair itself.
Now, like The Walking Dead, I guess.
I mean, did they? It was such a hot topic. Here, let's read this card first, and then I have a little more to say about The Walking Dead. This is the same
another
Secret
Walking
Lair
Dead card.
Yep,
same Secret Lair. Okay, Negan the Cold-Blooded. I don't know if that's Negan.
There it is.
Negan. Whatever.
Negan.
2, a red, a white, and a black for a 4/3 human rogue. Synergizes with the other one. Funny enough. When he enters the battlefield, you and an opponent each secretly choose a creature that player controls. Then those choices are revealed, and that player sacrifices those creatures. How the hell do you even do that? How do you secretly choose do you have to like write it down on a piece of paper?
Probably. Whisper it in a friend's ear. I don't know.
Like, yeah, that's interesting. Okay. Whenever an opponent sacrifices a creature, you create a treasure token. Okay, so he enters, each opponent sacrifices something, and then you get a treasure for it. And if you're playing Commander, that means you get 3 treasures at max if everyone's sacrificing something. This one's kind of weird because it only does the effect on enter, and then they get to choose, which is never good. And yeah, you get treasures, but you're only getting the treasures once unless your opponents are also playing sacrifice type decks.
So potential, vagary spoiler alert for The Walking Dead, but this is the villain. Rick is the good guy leader of the humans.
Okay.
Negan is the villain and likes to do a thing to send a message to people to like basically pull out 3 people, pick one randomly and make an example of them with his bat Lucille there that is covered in barbed wire.
Got it. Okay. Well, it's fitting thematically in that sense. I don't know. I'm not feel like there's just like so many things that are like this isn't good. Because then you have to recast, and he's 5. Then you have to recast him for 7 if you want to do this. And like, I feel like there are other cards that I've played and or seen that do something similar to this, but just way better and it's like way cheaper.
This or Cloud.
Let's not get into that discussion.
At least Cloud says draw a card on it.
That's true. That is very true. But you're getting like the treasure in exchange.
Cloud does that too.
You said Rick was like 500 or something, or like 700?
799, like 800
799?
Yeah.
I guess the one thing he has going for him is that he's tricolor, because I feel like people don't necessarily... I feel like people like tricolor more than monocolor.
That's
like
very true. Very true.
But it doesn't seem good. It's like if they only have like one big like guy on the board, then sure. But I feel like that's just like not super common for a lot of decks. You get the treasures, but like... I'm not feeling it. I think I put this below Rick, to be honest. Maybe
Hey,
like the
throw some
tricolor.
numbers.
The tricolor like is the only thing swaying me to like have it above Rick, because at least you have like some flexibility in that regard. And black has a bunch of like sacrifice stuff. So like maybe you try to play a bunch of stuff that makes your opponent sacrifice stuff, and you're not willing. I guess the clarifying question is, is there a high enough density of things that make your opponent sacrifice things that you have agency over?
Oh God, you could make them. Yeah, you could make 100-card deck of make them sacrifice. Okay. Yeah,
because I know so like when we played with Ash, like she was doing a bunch of sacrificing herself. But I'm just questioning if you have the ability to like make them sacrifice stuff.
You won't make friends this way, but it's possible.
I didn't care about making friends. I'm just asking a question.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll put it slightly over Rick in that case. Like maybe like 650.
Going with it?
I'm going to go with that, sure.
Not bad. It's 570. 570.
Okay. Not bad. Pretty close. Compared to Rick.
Yeah. Considering it's your second guess here, yeah. I also think there's the general villain vibe is more beloved than the leader, like a good guy vibe. And also, anytime you're looking at these, you might want to examine the colors. Like the colors you caught on was a big deal. But if you wanted to build a Walking Dead deck, you could throw Rick in a Negan deck. You can't throw Negan in a Rick deck.
You can. So, right.
Yep. All right. How much do you pay for a cold-blooded copy of Negan?
So this is in the same set, and Rick's already worth 50. Oof. Rick's worth 50. Because of like the villain tax, is he worth a bit more? Okay, here's a question. Did he get functionally reprinted as well?
Yes.
Okay. If Rick was 50, I kind of feel like Negan's a little bit more expensive, so maybe he's like 60?
Lock it in?
I'll lock it in.
$18.
I'm so bad with fucking prices, bro.
I mean, this one makes no sense. This one makes no sense.
That's why you picked it.
Yeah, absolutely. We started with a little mind games. Rick,
do people just really like Rick and not like Negan? Is that what this is?
Rick did see play in some decks because, as I said, humans actually do see play in formats, in old formats like Legacy. Also, Rick became a staple in other commander decks like Winota, where it was a huge hit off of Winota. So Rick actually drove demand by being functionally powerful, whereas Negan is very narrow and really just a commander build around, and you only need one copy in that case. So
it's because you could shove Rick into other decks because it's mono color, where like Negan is like you kind of have to build around. Okay, interesting. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Rick is,
I think I overlooked that fact. So
better card, and because supply was limited, that seems to have driven demand. So there it is. So the controversy was insane. This was so much drama in its day. The fact that they didn't know if Wizards would reprint these, the idea that it was limited and hard to get, the idea that it was, it bypassed the local game store, FOMO, all of these things. There was actually a lot of people calling for these to be banned in Commander. Because if you remember, the Commander Rules Committee is separate from Wizards of the Coast and independent. So they knew, I think people rightfully knew that if these got banned in Commander, it would kind of take all the air out of Wizards sales, and Wizards wouldn't be nearly as keen about doing these projects. I'm honestly, it's still controversial to this day. I'm glad that Wizards and I'm glad that the Rules Committee didn't ban these in Commander, because I think it adds a lot to Commander to have universes beyond. I do wish it was done in a more consumer-friendly way. And the concerns that people have had have definitely borne out in a lot of ways. So we'll get into that as we go. Let's see another Universes Beyond Commander.
Let's get another
card
wrong.
I'm really excited about this. I'm so excited because I'm going to find out, showing you these, what other properties you're into.
Okay, well, this is obviously Street Fighter, because I know Street Fighter and I played Street Fighter. Chun-Li of the Countless Kicks, one a white and a blue. This is probably one of your cards. It's a 3/3 with multi-kicker, white or blue. Don't know what that means. We'll figure it out, I imagine. I imagine with all the kicks. That's probably where we're going with this. When Chun-Li enters the battlefield, exile up to X target instant cards from your graveyard, where X is the number of times it was kicked. Put a kick counter on each of them. exile to X target instant cards from your graveyard, where X is the number of times. So you...
There isn't reminder text, so let me tell you. Multi-kicker means you can pay that cost as many times as you like when you cast the card. And for each time you pay that cost, X goes up.
Does the initial playing of Chun-Li count towards that? Or is like you have to pay one blue or white, and that's the first X for multi-kicker?
It is the number of times it was kicked. So if you only pay 3 mana for the 3/3, the kick number is 0. That's right.
Got it. Okay. Just wanted to clarify that. Thank you. All right. And then the lightning kick. I'm sorry, it's not spinning bird kick. Whenever Chun-Li attacks, copy each exiled card you own with a kick counter on it. You may cast those copies. That's pretty cool. It's a very you card, by the way.
It so is.
I don't know if you ever played with it, but
I've played with it a few times.
Okay. Cool card. I think I like this like the most of the bunch, not just because it's Street Fighter or Chun-Li, but just like design wise, I just like the card. So you exile all the things for multi-kicker. So if you pay 4, you exile 1, and then when it attacks, you copy. So that means that if she sticks around, you get to keep doing it, if I'm understanding this correctly.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's sick. Yeah, cool card. I'd like to play with this. All right. Ranking. This seems better than the other two. A bit narrower because it's 2-color, but 2-color's still good.
It's a kind of waifu tax, right?
Kind of, and people really love Chun-Li specifically.
Yeah.
So, this one might be up there. Let's go with... She also just, like, seems, like, over time, she just gets better. Like, even if you play her early and you multi-kick her for, like, lower, you still get a lot of value if she sticks. But then, like, if you play her later, then you just get, like, insane value, which is nuts.
So 2 things. You have to pay for the copies to cast them. That was something I didn't realize when I first played the card. But on a brighter note, the things that are exiled with kick counters stay exiled with kick counters. So if Chun-Li dies...
So they count if you replay her.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. I thought it worked that way because it didn't say, like, you remove the kick counters. It does suck you have to pay for the cards, but, like, you could design the deck that, like, you're playing a bunch of cheap instants that you just get value, right? Like, even if it's, like, 1 or 2 mana draw a card or, like, 1 or 2 mana do something, like, that's fine, right? You're kind of okay with that. Mm-hmm. God, the waifu tax, I feel like, is going to push this card up so much. At least in the price. I don't know about the playability. Let's go with...
What does his heart tell him? What number comes out of the sky? Like, did the call drop? Did I lose you? This is a tough one.
No, you're good. I'm in the tank thinking about that. I want to get closer than I did with the other one. 250.
And I thought this video would be hard. Rank is 277.
Wow, that was close.
That's basically a hit.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
In the world of Commander, like with all the possible commanders, that's basically a hit. Hell yeah. I mean, if there's something you and I know, it's like how animated women on cardboard affects people.
Yep.
So, yeah, she's very popular. She's very, very popular.
I see that now. Price-wise, though, oof. All right, what was the price of the secret layer she was released in?
You could get non-foil for 40, and you could get foil for 50.
Interesting. So they had 2 different things. One was foil.
There were about 9. There were 9 cards in the secret layer. 7 other characters from Street Fighter. And she has been reprinted in Universes Within as Zephy, Arcane Blade Master.
So she does have a reprint. That's important. But it's still Chun-Li. That's the problem. Zephy looks cool.
True.
She still has, like, waifu tax on her. That's fun. I'm going to go Okay, let me ask this: are there other Chun-Lis, or is this the only one?
This is currently the only Chun-Li.
Okay, that's important.
On Magic the Gathering cards.
If there was like another like waifu Chun-Li, I feel like that could potentially affect things too. $75.
I would like to think it would get there someday, but the price right now is $18.
Wow, I'm just considering it's Chun-Li. I'm surprised it's so low.
I am too.
People love Chun-Li. People love Chun-Li.
Absolutely. This one was printed to demand. This was during that era, which I think helped Chun-Li a lot. It was also like, as far as like the secret layers that get a lot of attention, this one didn't get nearly as much attention, I think, as people expected. Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm kind of curious why, if anybody has theories. But yeah, Chun-Li actually, in terms of like super foil limited edition cards that people wanted and are also very popular, not very expensive right now. How about that?
I highly that the waifu multiplier obviously didn't apply here, so it's unfortunate.
Does it apply to this one?
Oh God. Lara Croft, Tomb Raider. I'm gonna take a guess here that this is from Tomb Raider. We got a green, a blue, and a red for a 3/4 human ranger. You're right. There's a lot of humans. She has first strike and reach, and whenever she attacks, you exile up to one target legendary artifact card or legendary land from a graveyard and put a discovery counter on it. You may play a card from exile with a discovery counter on it this turn. Play is important because of land, and you can do a land. Okay. And then raid. At the end of combat on your turn, if you attacked, create a treasure token. That's pretty good. She's pretty cheap in terms of playing her. She does have to attack for you to do the stuff, which isn't ideal. But if she sticks around, that could potentially get out of hand. Let me ask this. Is there any, like, cool thing that synergizes with her that's, like, very common by chance? Because it doesn't have to be legendary.
That's common.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so, like, obviously Soul Ring's not legendary, but, like, is there something that's, like, equivalent that, like, every deck is playing that she wants to, like, rip?
A legendary artifact that everybody is playing.
Or land.
That's actually kind of tough because there are a lot of cards that you could be considered, and there's probably a lot of cards jumping to the minds of the viewers right now. But she's very open-ended because you can build this in a lot of different ways. For me, like for a lot of people, they might say the One Ring. Like you could recast the One Ring with this. Also, I believe it's, one target legendary artifact card or legendary land from a graveyard. So you can get the opponent's One Rings if you can get them in the graveyard. So that's something that comes to mind. But there's a lot of legendary lands, and there's a lot of legendary artifacts, and there's a ton of legendary creatures.
You're also in blue, so you can sort of mill yourself to, like, get that stuff in grave, and then, like, you have to pay for it, though. It's not for free.
Yep.
That kind of hurts.
Have I shown you Mind Slaver? Do you know what that does off the top of your head?
Doesn't it, like, take control of something? I think it did show
yes, you get control of the opponent's next turn.
I'll
send it over. This is what I do with Lara Croft.
Oh, great.
Because you can just loop it, and you control their turns forever. It's great. It's cute. Fun. It's fun.
Cute. It's fun. Fun for a certain type of person, that's for sure.
Freaking blue players.
I see the vision, but I'm not sold on the vision. Because if you don't have setup for this, she doesn't do anything. And like granted, you could try to deck build around that, but I could see situations where like you just don't have anything, or an opponent like doesn't have something, and then she just doesn't do anything. Like I guess she makes a treasure token if she attacks. Like okay, cool. It just seems like a lot of work.
You don't like your gals to be a lot of work in the Magic the Gathering sense?
You also have to wait to it unless you give it like haste or something. Like she also can't do it like when you immediately play her. So you have to wait a whole turn just to do this, and they have to have like you or the opponent have to have something that's like worth grabbing. Like just playing her for her attacking to give you a treasure token, I don't think is like worth the squeeze.
You really gonna say worth the squeeze?
430.
430. Let's see. You get 563. Not bad. Not bad.
Okay.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not
great,
great.
but
Not bad. Exactly. Yeah. But
okay.
she
price-wise,
does not nearly as popular as Chun-Li. Chun-Li, I think, just a more exciting design by far.
I think so. Okay. Did she get reprinted?
She has not been reprinted.
Ooh, okay. That matters. How much was the secret layer?
The same
50?
as Street Fighter. 40 for non-foil, 50 for foil. Of course, dude, it's Lara. You gotta get the foil. Come on now. Come on, guys.
Unless they Pringle. No
comment.
YugiOh has that problem too. Don't worry. She hasn't been reprinted. Tomb Raider, from an IP perspective, I feel like it's a very boomer IP. I feel like not a lot of people in modern day like care that much about Tomb Raider, and I could be wrong. And if people are going to lambast me in the comments, feel free.
I think we have evidence from how the latest incarnation of the movie and the cartoon show on Netflix did. They did not do well.
Right. Exactly. So even though she hasn't been reprinted, I don't think the demand for her is like super high. I'll go like $20.
Well, she suffers no reprint and a bit of waifu treatment. She is a $40 $40 foil.
I'm so bad at guessing these prices. This is incredible.
Well, it's good to know I can get you on something these days.
You can. That's true. If you ever need to if you're feeling like masochistic and you need to like feel better about yourself, just do a pricing video with me, and I'm sure that'll lighten your day. Up.
Why do you think we're here today? What do you think is happening right now?
That's true. That's true.
I didn't know you'd be this good at guessing how popular commanders are. I thought this would be just double whammies all the way.
As long as I beat Rarin, that's all that matters. All right, the 14th Doctor. I'm assuming this is Doctor Strange, even though I've like never watched or like read anything about this.
Really?
Very interesting casting cost. That it's like a hybrid red, green, and then white and blue. I don't think I've ever seen that before. For a Time Lord Doctor, you'd think he's a human, but I guess he's a doctor. 3/4. When you cast this spell, reveal the top 14 cards of your library. I'm sure there's obviously a reason for that. Put all doctor cards revealed this way into your graveyard and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. You may have the 14th Doctor enter the battlefield as a copy of a doctor card in your graveyard that was put there from your library this turn. If you do, it gains haste until end of turn. Okay, so it's like when you cast a spell, it's kind of like in purgatory. So it's like when you cast it, you're doing the 14 thing, and then when he like enters, he copies. Is that how that works?
Yes.
Okay. It's just like in Yu-Gi-Oh land, that's not how it would work, but okay, I understand. Okay, I guess here's the question. How many doctors are in Magic the Gathering?
Well, this is the 14th Doctor. How many doctors
does
that tell you?
Are there 13 cards before it? And then are there some after?
I really want to keep up the Doctor Strange thing with you, but I can't. This is from Doctor Who. And
Doctor Who.
Yes,
sorry.
yes.
Another Doctor show I've never watched
yes.
or read anything about. Okay.
So, yeah, the Doctor Who product came out in Commander decks, and there are 15 Doctors. Yes, 15 total Doctors.
Are those the
the
only
14th.
Doctors in the game?
Yes. They don't have any other creature type Doctor from other products.
That's unfortunate. Magic should really lean into that. Maybe they'll get a whole bunch of like nurses and stuff that want to play the game all of a sudden. Anyway, okay, so there's 15 Doctors in total. You can only play one per deck. So and that's assuming they're all good, which I doubt. So let's assume 10 of them are actually playable and the other 5 suck. A 10th of your deck is Doctors. You get to reveal the top 14, so the math on that's not great because you're playing a 100-card deck. You could also already have them. Oh, no, it has to be sent there this turn. Ooh, that's a lot worse. Can I ask if the other Doctors are good?
I mean, do you want an objective fact? I don't know if any. So again, they were made like in a way that they were printed directly into formats like Legacy, similar to what Rick was, and they have not seen much play outside of Commander.
Got it. Okay. So they're bad. Uh, 770.
The rank is 770?
Yes.
So this one's interesting because every doctor can have a companion in the command zone, which means that in order for me to look up the rank, I have to also add a companion, but there's a bunch of different companions you can have. So the rank that I'm given, it is probably a little higher than the rank that I was given because there's like other companion pairs.
Sure.
That said, I don't think you got there. The rank is 1006.
Oh, crap. So, I was being generous, apparently.
Yeah. You throw in the other companions, maybe you're like 850 and it's closer. Maybe. But, you know, if you want the benefit of the doubt on that.
I should have gone like 1400 to be thematic in retrospect.
As similar to like what we talked about with Tomb Raider, how currently relevant is Doctor Who is a good question. Now, what you're looking at is David Tennant, who was also a very popular doctor who really brought Doctor Who to America in the late 2010s, I believe, is around when that went off. He was really popular, so popular that for the first time they brought a doctor back to play the Doctor again for some holiday specials that aired right around the time The Secret Lair went on sale. How about that for marketing?
Interesting. I wonder that was planned.
Yep.
Weird.
He did a couple holiday episodes, then passed the Doctor baton onward to a different doctor whose card was also featured in this Secret Lair.
$14.
$14.
Sticking with the theme.
I'm so happy about this. So, how does all this stuff work? Like, what actually makes something worth money in this sense, right? Who knows? This seems like this isn't a super popular commander, but it was only printed in this Secret Lair. And the price has only gone up and up and up. And right now, if you want the 14th Doctor, it costs $105.
What?
This is the most
that's
expensive
criminal.
card you've seen by far.
I thought for the memes, people would just want to keep this at a $14 card. Like, that just seemed like logical to me. But,
I think I mean
that's
the memes
insane
get
that this
you.
is the most expensive card you've gotten. That's incredible.
Not even the super popular commander, but it's kind of the power of niche fandom, right? Because this was a limited supply. By the way, this is when they changed their printing strategy. So now it was just there's only so many of these and then they're gone. So that now you see the effects of that. See how Tomb Raider hasn't really gone up, Chun-Li hasn't really gone up, 14th Doctor to the moon because they can't make anymore. They probably won't make anymore. Maybe not. Don't take that as financial advice, anybody out there. I don't have control over this. But
it's weird because you said Lara didn't have a reprint, right?
Yeah, not yet. But
that's interesting.
But it was printed to demand, whereas the 14th Doctor wasn't.
Okay, that's a big difference.
Yep.
Okay, I should have asked that, but the Doctor Who fandom going strong.
Yeah, the people who really want the 14th Doctor, in a way, they kind of have to have it because it's the only way to put all your Doctors in the same deck because it can represent all the colors that the Doctors were printed in. So that's another like little point. But welcome to the new era of Secret Lair, and then enter the Marvel era.
Oh God. Captain America, First Avenger. He's a red, white, and blue for a 4/4, which is conveniently overstated. Throw. For 3, you can unattach an equipment from Captain America. He deals damage equal to the equipment's mana value, divided as you choose among 1, 2, or 3 targets. Very fitting, considering what he does. And then catch. At the beginning of combat on your turn, attach up to 1 target equipment you control to Captain America. Interesting. Well, after my experience with Cloud, I have a clouded perception about equipment-based commanders.
You love equipment. Don't let anybody get it different.
I do not. I have definitely passed on that one. You have to pay 3 for it. It's neat because it like turns equipment into removal without going into combat. Like, that's cool. And the fact that you get to just attach something for free to him at the beginning of combat is also neat. And I'm assuming you could do this like mid-combat, right? So you can go like to combat, he attaches something, and then in combat before you attack, can you like pay 3 to just like hit stuff?
You can. You can't attach it again, but yeah, you can use the throw ability at instant speed.
Yeah. You could also attack and then throw as well.
Most equipment is good in combat attached to your creature. So yeah, I would say the general play pattern is to hit while holding equipment, then do damage to other things later.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of really good equipment cards in your game, which is funny because in Yu-Gi-Oh, like equip cards are really bad. This is interesting.
Indeed.
People probably love. Okay, has he been reprinted?
Nope.
Okay, that's important.
This is getting relatively recent in terms of secret layers. I believe this came out last fall or Christmas.
Oh, okay. I don't feel like he's too bad. I feel like I've seen worse cards today. Let's go with 230.
Rank 230.
Yep.
Even higher for Marvel and the first Avenger. This is rank 138.
Oh, okay.
All right. Pretty. It's
in the ballpark.
It is up there. Yep.
Okay.
Maybe at least you didn't guess like 500.
No, I think this is actually like pretty decent. Just because it's like it's removal on a body and it's like a cool thing you can do with your equipment. So like I see it. So this hasn't been reprinted. Was it printed demand or limited supply?
Print to limited supply.
Print to limited supply. Thank you. People really love Marvel. Like if we're talking about the IPs specifically, I think this might be the strongest IP you've showed me so far. Oof. Hasn't been reprinted. Printed to limited supply. Got the Marvel tax on it. No reprint.
Secret Lair was same price as the others you've seen, 39 or 49.
It's got to be above the 14th Doctor. I refuse. It's fucking Captain America. People love Captain America. 150.
150. He might be on his way, but right now you can get one for, I'm sorry, Simo, $43.
Oh my god.
For Captain America, the first Avenger.
I hate this fucking game so much. I'm never going to get it. I'm good at figuring out the power scale, but pricing is just like apparently not in my ability range.
It's really difficult. I would guess
people
they
love
printed,
Captain America. How is he that cheap?
They do. I would guess they printed a lot more Captain America than the 14th Doctor, but how do we know? They both sold out. Like, they both sold out very quickly. This was a very controversial release. But maybe it's because of some of the other cards in that same secret lair. Do you want to see them?
Oh, God.
I bet you do.
I don't have a choice. I'm stuck here, so... Storm, Force of Nature. For context, I know like nothing about Marvel, so I don't know who any of these people are. 1, a green, a blue, and a red for a flying vigilance 3/4, and it has Ceaseless Tempest. Whenever Storm deals combat damage to a player, the next instant or sorcery spell you cast this turn has Storm. Whenever you cast it, copy it for each spell cast before it. Oh, that's really fucking good. This might be the best card you've shown me so far. Same secret lair. So limited quantity. You can't I'm assuming this hasn't been reprinted, yes?
Correct.
Waifu tax going on. Oof.
Well, first you gotta rank it.
I do have to rank it. What did you say Captain America was? It was like 1 something?
I just had it on screen. 138.
138, thank you. I think this is better than that. I think this might break into double digits. This card seems very good. Does it trigger multiple times?
Does it trigger multiple times?
So like if you have a way to like double strike this.
Or multiple combats?
Or multiple combats, yeah.
Oh yes, it stacks.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah. And you're in red too, so that's not hard to do. Oh, yeah. This card's like probably like 73 or something.
Is that what you're going with?
Sure.
I mean, it's very high, but it's not quite in the top 100. It's 107, but you're still...
Okay, so just above Captain America.
You're getting the vibes. You're catching the vibes for sure. Yep.
This card seems very good, though. This, like I said, I think this is the best card you've shown me.
Yeah,
and based off the rankings,
she's pretty busted. She's pretty busted.
Oof. Maybe this is the 150 card.
I have given Storm to as a deck to players who have never played a quote Storm deck before.
Okay.
Like a spell combo deck, and they just win by accident. They're
That's
like,
funny.
whoa, what happened?
It's funny because it's like you can make the argument, is that a good thing or a bad thing? But it's Commander, so like who cares? We're not playing competitive here. I think I'm gonna go in the hundreds again. Do I go 150? Maybe I'll go 120. I'm gonna go 120. I'm gonna be a bit more conservative, but I think this card is very good.
I really think you're right. And this is a $37 card.
What? This card's crazy. How is it only $37?
I don't know.
With no I mean, I guess that's a good thing that it's not that expensive, but like, what? In Yu-Gi-Oh, this would be like 100 plus straight up.
Don't give them ideas.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I combine it with Captain America, though, and you're already well above the price of the secret layer.
That's true. So, like, in that sense, you got your money's worth. But I can't believe it's that cheap. That's incredible.
Yeah, and there are 3 more commanders in that secret layer, but we can do another one.
Okay. All right, Wolverine. I kind of know this guy. Best there is. 1 a red and a green for a 2/2 with unrivaled lethality. Double all damage he would deal. And then at the beginning of each end step, if it dealt damage to another creature this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on him. And then you can regenerate him. I don't know if you've ever shown me regenerate. The next time he would be destroyed this turn, instead tap him, remove him from combat, and heal all damage on him. Interesting. Not a big fan, because he kind of only just does stuff for himself.
Dude, you put equipment on him, he does double damage.
You know how I feel
What's
about
the
equipment.
problem?
You know how I feel about equipment.
How can you not be excited? By the way, something you probably haven't seen much of. Magic has a lot of, especially in green, like fight spells where the creature does its power to another creature, and that creature does its power back. And that's really what this is built around. They're very popular in limited, right? And that's how you get this thing bigger, is making it fight a bunch of things.
280.
280. 185. 185.
Oh, not bad.
So
not bad.
Yep. Still doing a little better than you'd expect. I would say the Marvel tax does a lot of good for Wolverine. Tax. The best there is. Yep.
Yeah, he definitely seems like the worst of the 3, though, so far.
Yeah. So how much would you pay for your Wolverine best there is deck?
Christ. I mean, after these other ones, I'm just going to say like $30.
And it's $32. So you're getting there. You're doing it.
That's like maybe the best I've ever done.
You're now winning at pricing. Amazing.
Woo!
But we may as well finish the, let's see. We're going to stay in the
round
Marvel
out the
vein.
Marvels.
Well, we can. Let's see. Yeah, we have time to do all the Marvels. Why the hell not?
It's your video. It's your video. Iron Man, Titan of Innovation. 3 a blue and a red for a 4/4 with flying and haste. That's very red and blue. Genius Industrialist. Whenever Iron Man attacks, create a treasure token. Then you may sacrifice a non-creature artifact. If you do, search your library for an artifact card with mana value equal to 1 plus the artifact's mana value. Put it onto the battlefield, tap, and shuffle it. Create a treasure, then sacrifice a non-creature artifact. So you could hypothetically just sack the treasure, because that's a non-creature artifact.
Yep. Then you go get a 1 mana thingy-majiggy or a soul ring.
So you get your soul ring.
You're so good at this. You're so good at Commander.
I've learned. 1 plus the sacrificed artifact's mana value. It sucks that it has to be exact. That's kind of annoying, because that makes it a bit more limiting. It comes in tapped. But like, I mean, I guess if you use your soul ring turn 5, you're probably still pretty happy about it. He has to attack though, so it's not feeling it. Not feeling it. I think like there's some cool stuff you can do with this, but I think it's kind of narrow. 340.
308. Not bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yep. You're picking it up. You're picking up the vibes for sure. I would also agree that Iron Man, while it's pretty powerful, artifacts are generally a busted strategy. But like I would say, especially in Commander, like playing this more than once a night probably gets exhausting of just like, okay, gotta go find, and it can only be exactly this, so I sack this to go get this, and it becomes very kind of defined. Like you either already know what you're getting. It's not too exciting after the first time. It just seems
very linear.
Yeah,
very linear.
Yeah. So Iron Man here, what do you think people pay for Tony Stark, this device that he built in a cave out of scraps?
$25.
$21. See?
Oh!
See? You're getting it.
Learning.
You're totally getting it.
Apparently, I just had to get to the Marvel stuff.
Absolutely. And get a few you had to get past the waifus.
That's
the
true.
sirens.
The waifu, yeah, they use the siren song to lure me in with their pricing. Black Panther, Wakandan King. I actually did see this movie. It rocked. Green and a white for a 2/2 with first strike. Survey the realm. Whenever he or another creature enters, put a +1/+1 counter on a land you control. That's interesting. Mine Vibranium. 3 mana, move all +1/+1 counters from target land to a creature. If one or more counters are moved this way, you gain that much life and draw a card. Ooh, we like drawing cards.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So when he or another creature enters, so turn 2, you play this. You put a 1/1/1 on a land. And then next turn, you're at 3. You can move them to something. You just move it to him if you wanted to. And then you gain 3. Wait. You gain that much life. That much life is equal to the number of counters, so it's 1. Okay, so you gain a life and draw a card. Are
you impressed?
This one's tough. You're in green, so you can, and white, so like you can play a lot of like really just like cheap guys. And then you play a bunch of guys, you get a bunch of +1/+1 counters, and at some point you just move them all. You only draw 1 card. It's not like a card per counter. That'd be insane. And it does cost 3.
Not a cheap activated ability.
No, I mean, you could do it on your opponent's end step, I guess, if you have, like, open mana. So there's that. Gives you a way to just draw a card. So it's like you draw 2 for the turn, but in your game, that doesn't really matter. This is a tough one. It seems fine.
It's a long fine.
Yeah.
Not a lot of commanders that put +1/+1 counters on lands and then move them around. It's a very different ability for Magic.
Yeah, I think that's why it's hard for me to evaluate it. 380.
513. This one
that
might have been a
sense.
little too weird of an ability for Magic players to try to maximize. I don't know. It's a strange one too, because the idea that when this enters, you put the counter on the land and then you pay 3 to move it, and you're supposed to be mining Vibranium. So did every creature that showed up put some Vibranium in a go bury some Vibranium when they showed up? I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
I thought there was maybe something
weird.
I was missing. I thought there was something I was maybe missing with this one, so I was being a bit more generous with it. But
yeah, the big wow.
It's such an interesting availability, right? Such an interesting ability.
The big wow is creature lands that already have the counters on them. So I guess if you put like 9 +1/+1 counters on the Inkmoth Nexus and then you infect kill someone,
cute.
Not exciting though to most commander players, I would say.
I was about to say, yeah, that seems like a way that people would hate to lose in commander.
All right, price.
he might be the cheapest of the bunch. 15.
12. Not bad.
Okay.
Not bad. Not bad. All right. You survived. Marvel. The first one.
Oh, the first. They did multiple? Oh,
they
God.
did. Well, actually, they've only done one more to date, but we have to talk about it.
Deadpool trading card. Oh, this is going to be hilarious. 2, a black and a red for a 5/3. It's a mutant mercenary hero. As he enters, you may exchange his text box and another creature's. That's hilarious. At the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 3 life. So that means the opponent would lose 3 life. And then 3 mana, sacrifice this creature. Each other player draws a card. So if you want to get... This is interesting. We have cards like this in Yu-Gi-Oh! Not that it exchanges text boxes, but like sort of where like you give them something and it like negatively affects them until they can like get rid of it on the field. For people who know Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm thinking of like Lava Golem or like things like that. What an interesting effect. Beginning of your upkeep, you lose 3 life. Sacrifice this creature. Each other player draws a card. I feel like if anything, you care about this more because it exchanges the text boxes, and the other 2 things are like whatever. Like who cares?
Who cares?
But it's cool that you can, if your opponent has something crazy, you can just theoretically take it, in quotes. Because you're not taking the creature, you're taking the text box.
Yes. So
yeah.
Think about commander. Think about the opponent's commander.
Yeah, I feel like people would just hate this card because of that.
Oh, yeah. And now if they actually want it back in the command zone to kind of reset and get their text box back, they have to sack it.
Yeah.
Or they lose 3 life for having it sitting around. Yeah.
But 3 life's pretty negligible in Commander. I mean, like, eventually it adds up, but like that would take so many turns.
The 3 mana, honestly, is what I found to be the most frustrating. Just like,
sure,
oh my God.
Because it's like, depending on when this is played, that almost could be like a turn skip in some ways. That you're like having to like use resources to get this off your field so you can like play the game. Here's an interesting question. Okay, you swap the text boxes. If Deadpool dies, are the text boxes still swapped theoretically?
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
If you reanimate the Deadpool from there, it comes back normal, but the other creature doesn't get its text box back when Deadpool dies.
Right. If you reanimate it, you can do multiple text boxes, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
That's
You're starting to build the deck.
Yeah, that's interesting. Because then it's like they're losing 6 life a turn, and they have to pay 6 to get rid of them. And you're in black. Black has plenty of like reanimation stuff. I'm still not sold though. I think it's like it's gimmicky and fun for sure. Fun for the right type of person, obviously. I feel like a lot of people would hate this. 350.
You underestimate how much people love mayhem. This is rank 119.
Wow, I was not expecting it to be that high. I would have like maybe gone to the
popular.
2s. I never would have gone to the 1s. Wow. Okay. Interesting.
And the whole deck is like make copies of Deadpool, bring Deadpool back from the dead, steal more text boxes. Something you may have missed. Oh, yes.
Here we go.
Oh, yes.
Got to say it.
It's as Deadpool enters, not Deadpool enters, which means if Deadpool chooses the text box of a creature on the field that has an enters the battlefield ability, you get that trigger as well. So you get to...
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Yeah, like that's a thing in Yu-Gi-Oh! That like doesn't exist. So
also,
that's interesting.
Because of that, you get around all kinds of shit you should never get around, like protection from a color or hexproof. Things that would normally defend the commander or the creature don't defend it from Deadpool. It's very frustrating.
Cool. That's actually like really interesting though. I feel like because it's like Yu-Gi-Oh! Has like unique removal effects like this too, and I think that's like actually like good for the game.
Mm-hmm.
I can see it being frustrating, but I think it's good.
This is such an annoying card to play against. And it's also one of Gina's favorite commanders, so I have some experience playing against it. And oh my God, it is.
Oh, so I get it. So you got a thorn to pick with good old Deadpool here.
Deadpool had his own secret lair. The rest of the secret lair was filled with cards with Deadpool art on them. They're basically staples for the red-black color combination that kind of went right in the deck. So, what do you think a copy of Deadpool goes for?
Has he been reprinted?
Has not been reprinted.
What about retrained?
Has not been reskinned. If you want to be stealing text boxes, this is one of the only cards that can do it in the entire game.
People like Deadpool too.
Mm-hmm.
$60.
I would have thought you'd be right. It's only $12 right now for a Deadpool.
Wow! Oh my god.
So this is, again, like, people really want to, like, it's tempting. Like, you really want to criticize the business model. But in some cases, they made enough of the stuff. Deadpool is one of those. And I will sympathize with you for one moment and one moment only. It's really hard to tell without looking at the price. How many did Wizards print? We don't really know.
You have no idea.
Wasn't something we have any like visibility on. But the price is kind of the only indicator, and it seems like everybody who wanted their Deadpool got their Deadpool. Yeah, yep. And $12 card, unbelievable for something that ranked and for that something unique.
Yeah, I was about to say, especially with how highly it was ranked. That's why I thought it would actually have more demand, but apparently not. Interesting.
All righty, we've covered Marvel. We've been through several of the Universes Beyonds coming out of Secret Lair. There's one more Secret Lair I want to hear your thoughts on.
Oh God. Here we go. Hey! I love Sonic. Sonic the Hedgehog. Won a blue, a red, and a white for a 2/4 hedgehog. Okay, it's to be a hedgehog warrior. That's fine. Does Magic have hedgehogs otherwise, out of curiosity?
Not that I know of. Many warriors, minimal hedgehoggery.
Okay, because, like, to be fair, I could see an old Magic, like really old Magic. They made like a green thing that's like something hedgehog, right? I can see it. I can see it. Anyway. He has haste, which is very fitting. And gotta go fast. Whenever Sonic the Hedgehog attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control with flash or haste. Interesting. And then when a creature you control with flash or haste is dealt damage, create a tapped treasure token. Whenever a creature with flash or haste is dealt damage, create a trapped. That's very funny. Because it's like the rings coming out of him when you get hit. That's cute. God, the flavor is awesome on this. Is this good is the question. 4 mana for a 2/4 with haste.
The full behind the scenes, you messaged me the second this kind of came out. So yeah, I knew you were excited about this. This was kind of the point of the video as well.
For context, I did not read them. I just saw it was Sonic and I was like, oh my God. That rocks. So when he attacks, you put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control with flash or haste. That's before damage, right? So technically he's at 3/5 in that case.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Okay.
At least.
Yeah. Obviously, he can get bigger. And then whenever a creature control with flash or haste is dealt damage, create a trapped treasure token. As much as I love my boy Sonic, he is kind of restrictive. Because it's like, you need to have a bunch of stuff with flash or haste, which, to be fair, you're in blue and red, so like that's not crazy to think of.
If you can damage him yourself, that triggers him. You get to make and makes treasures.
Yeah, because it doesn't have to be in combat. It's just if he's dealt damage. And he has 4 health. So, like, there are things you could do that. Tapped treasure token means you have to wait to use it. You can do it multiple times, which is interesting. I don't know. He does seem a bit narrow, though. Unless there's, like, something I'm missing, which there could be.
He also just landed. Like, he just started showing up in the mailbox. So this is, I'm questioning if I even should make you guess, but it's a video, so why the hell not? The stakes have never been lower. But I'm giving you a heads up. It just came out. It's really hard to get a high rank if you just landed.
Right. I'm going pretty low with this one. I'm gonna go like 450.
692.
Okay. All right.
692 for Sonic the Hedgehog.
I can see it.
He just showed up, guys.
He just showed up. We'll see.
He's new.
We'll see. I'll check in a month. I'll check the ratings in a month.
Price, similar caution. Just arrived. Yep.
$50 Secret Lair?
$50 Secret Lair. Yep.
Just came out. We're in printed demand era now, right?
Yep. Or no, this is still very much print, like limited supply. But
okay, print limited supply.
How much? So the question now becomes, how much do you think that Sonic they made? How much do you think they made?
Like $25, maybe.
$5.
Oof. Wow.
Again, just landed. Not sure
Why
what that
did
means.
you do that to my boy? Why did you do that to my boy?
I think it's clear that Sonic is the dweeb of this secret lair.
Yeah.
I think we should analyze maybe some different characters. Let's try it. Maybe some different characters can bring up the price.
Hell yeah. Dr. Eggman, 2 for a blue and a black and a red. I like those colors. 3/6 flyer. At the beginning of your end step, draw a card. We like that. Then each opponent faces a villainous choice. They either discard a card, you may put a construct, robot, or vehicle card from your hand onto the battlefield. Ooh, that's cute. There's probably a lot of broken stuff you can do with that potentially. But they get to choose. And that sucks. I wish you got to choose because they probably just discard the card.
It's the same cost and colors as Kefka.
I was about to say it's like bad Kefka. That's what this like reminds me of.
Kefka is so much better.
Yeah. $6.50.
$6.99. But yep,
Oh,
you're
close.
getting the vibe.
Close.
You're getting the vibe.
Yeah.
Okay.
The vibe. He's new.
Yep. New on the block.
$10.
$4.
Oh, jeez, that's miserable.
All right.
God.
All right.
People are not getting their value out of the secret layer.
We'll take one more shot. All
right, Shadow, double black, double red, very fitting. He has haste, of course, as well. He's a 4/2. He's the opposite of Sonic, which makes sense. Whenever another creature you control with flash or haste dies, draw a card. Interesting. And then Chaos Control. Each spell you cast has split second if mana from an artifact was spent to cast it. Ooh, that's kind of cool. So you get to turn all your rocks. Split second is your opponent can't respond to it, right?
Yes. Okay. It's faster instance.
$5.40.
The rank on Shadow the Hedgehog is $6.15.
Jeez. Miserable.
I mean, it's new. Like, it's hard to get a lot of deck lists
It's new.
out there.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell. Price tag, $10.
Nailed it. $10.
Sold. Right on the money.
Actually, right on the money, buddy. Good job. Got the memo.
I love it has like the radical highway background too. This is a sick card. This is cool.
They are very cool. It definitely, I don't know what this means for the future of secret lairs, because the Final Fantasy ones, the Final Fantasy reskins of old cards sold out so fast. And
really?
Yeah, like it like crashed the site, and people who were there for hours didn't get their cards, and it was a huge story. But here we are with the Deadpool and the Sonic secret lairs, and it looks like the people who want them are getting them based on the pricing, which is really the only clue we have. So is secret lair heading in a good direction or a crazy wrong direction? It's really hard to say. It seems to go from item to item, quite honestly, and if Wizards can anticipate demand. Do you have a Sonic, I know you love the secret lair, do you have a one that you would use as a commander?
Of the Sonic one specifically, maybe the Shadow one. I feel like the Shadow one is like probably the best of the three.
Split second is pretty good. It's pretty good.
Split second like seems crazy. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Did they make the Chaos Emeralds by chance?
Yes, but those
they
are
did. Oh, that rocks.
So those are hidden cards in the secret lair. Remember how I told you that there would be hidden cards in some secret lairs
there's
that
like
are
a random.
Yeah. So, oh my God, you want to
collect
do this?
The Chaos Emeralds.
You want to do this right now? Okay.
Sure. Let's see it. Let's see it.
Just a second. I gotta find it because these were just revealed.
Sure.
I was unprepared for this one. Where'd it go? Okay.
You didn't realize that I was such a Sonic fan.
Okay. I got one to show you. Now these are random inserts in the secret lair.
So sometimes you get, oh my God, that looks so fucking cool.
There
rocks.
are eight different ones.
So you always get one, or is it you might get one?
I believe it's you might get one.
That's
you
annoying.
might get one.
Are they all reskins of Lotus Petal, or are they reskins of different cards?
They are all Lotus Petals. Here's another one I'll show you.
These are so. I would so play with one of these. These rock.
Oh,
That's
I know.
So cool.
Wait, I know which one you want to see. Now, the reason you have scans here is because they just got like
the blue one. I knew you were going to send me the blue one.
It's the reason they're called secret layers. These are secret. You know, nobody knew about these.
Yeah.
So like these weren't revealed on a site. They're
cool.
revealed by the community.
These are cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So how much?
Oh, for these?
Uh-huh.
If they're random inserts, and Lotus Petal's a good card. I know. I played with it. The random inserts 1 in 7, or is it 1 in 7 or 1 in 8? Because there's 7 emeralds.
There's 8 different cards that I'm seeing here.
Okay.
Or no, it is 7. You're right. There are
I was gonna
7
say there's 7 Chaos Emeralds, so it should be 7.
But I don't think there's.
I didn't know if there's another card. They could have done the Master Emerald too. But
I don't know the odds of getting one in a pack, which I know is very relevant to guessing this, but I don't know the answer to that question.
Sure.
Let me know
let's
in
go
the comments.
Like $50.
$50? The blue one's $220 right now.
Whoa! That's crazy.